An update on the arapaima. They're about 1.5 feet now. Alpha male. I'm sorry, alpha female, the bigger one. Alpha male on the top. Beta female. And beta male. I'm concerned. I'm a bit, I would even say, disturbed a little. Because yesterday I've noticed we're having problems. Their appetite is not the same for these two that are still feeding, the alphas. The two betas, I don't know if you can notice, the beta female is pineconing. She's swollen. She ate once yesterday, but at night she didn't eat. And the beta male didn't eat at all, which is not like them. I mean, they're as voracious as fish come. So there's something going on right now with them. I've been wrecking my brain trying to think what it could be. The only thing different from everybody else, including that other little arapaima in the other tank, which is doing well, just not growing, but it still has fine appetite. The only difference is that I was giving them leftovers of some tilapia. Here's a little guy. He looks good. Little runt. He's probably about, I don't know, 8 inches. $10. Lagging behind badly from the big guys. But anyhow, I mean, it's doing alright. Everybody else in this system of 6 tanks is doing alright. Nobody's obviously sick. Only those arapaima as of a day or two ago. So I don't know, again, if I overfed them in general. That's my one hypothesis. The other one is it has to do with the tilapia. They're the only ones that were getting tilapia among all of our fish. But that was properly frozen, human grade tilapia fillets. I mean, I let it defrost maybe a few times, but I can't imagine it spoiling it. I can't imagine it spoiling just from being defrosted several times and being kept at room temperature for, I don't know, an hour cumulatively. Maybe even not that. It was still cold when I put it back in the freezer, so it wasn't even at room temperature. Anyhow, that's my second hypothesis, the tilapia, and the third is the right now we're doing a treatment of formalin and malachite green, microblift broad spectrum disease treatment. I gave the first dose 5 days ago, and they ate the same day. I mean, it didn't turn them off at all. They ate for another 3 days throughout this treatment as if nothing happened. Only yesterday that I saw for the first time that the male didn't eat, the beta male, the beta female didn't eat and got swollen. You see how the scales are puffed up a little bit? They should be all smooth like this. And then in general their appetite was 1/10 of what I'm used to. And I don't see much excrement either, so that I don't know if they're backed up or clogged or something. I don't know. So those are my 3 thoughts. General overfeeding, perhaps not too fresh of tilapia, and formalin and malachite green treatment. antiparasitic. But I'm doing all of my tank, all of our tanks I'm doing at the same time. Everybody else seems to be okay. So I'm worried here and concerned, and with the, as I said before, or some of you may know, that we raised 2 arapaima for about 3 years before. They ended up being about 5.5 foot, 6 foot each, before they jumped out of the big tank and perished. This was probably from 2017 through 2020. Never had any problem like that with them. I can't recall them getting sick. That time we only got 2. We got them from the exotic fish shop from Steve. Those were our first arapaima ever. One of them was lagging behind badly. I think the bigger one was just bullying it or out competing it at feeding time, and it was skittish, the smaller one. But after we separated them, the smaller one caught up pretty much, just stayed a few inches behind the big one. I think the small one, the last measurement of the small one was either 5 or 5.5 foot, and the bigger one was 5.5 or 6 foot. Again, I don't recall any kind of sicknesses with those 2 back then. 2017, 2020. They jumped out of this tank several times. I mean, those of you that lived in this 4,500 gallon tank, those of you who are interested, you can go to the Monster Fish Keepers and pull up our thread on arapaima and read it all about it, and see all the visuals and photos and videos and explanations, and also learn from our wretched experience. And try not to repeat the same mistakes we have done, we have made. Anyhow, that's not a happy update on the arapaima. I'm not gonna feed them for a couple of, maybe half a week or so, see what happens, if their appetite comes back and if they survive. But it's nerve-wracking to be waking up and thinking I'm gonna come and see 1 or 2 of them dead. Yeah, that's quite unnerving.